right into it. Grab your water bottle, which I forgot. I'm gonna have to use my lightweight water bottles. Grab the equipment that you need for today. You're gonna need a mini band, a straight something. So grab a PVC pipe if you have it, or a broomstick, something, curtain rod, whatever you have that's straight stick. If you don't have that, you can also just use a band, and you're just going to be holding it like this, straight. Then we're going to start with foam rolling to warm up. So grab a roller, or if you don't have a roller, use a water bottle or a softball or something to that effect. I have a video somewhere about what other things you can use, and some weights like a dumbbell or a kettlebell, some sort of just one weight, medium weight probably. And we're going to start rolling out. So I'm going to move this foam roller. Start with your glutes. We're doing a leg day today, so we're just going to roll out the lower body. Foam roll, so you're just sitting on it, and then you're just moving your body to the low back, high hamstring, forward and backwards. So this is a good warm up because we're forcing ourselves to move our body, but we're also giving our muscles like a mini massage to kind of roll out any knots, stiffness, tightness. Just helps loosen up the muscles. So great after a workout. Also great warm up if you find that your body responds really well to foam rolling then versus stretching or other recovery techniques, then maybe do foam roll more often because that's how your body works best. So everybody is kind of a little different. Some people love ice baths or saunas for recovery. Some people like massage techniques like foam rolling. Other people respond really well recovery-wise to stretching. So pay attention. What is your body like most? I'm on the other glute. So you're just rolling, go to right glute, center, then left glute, side. It's whatever feels comfortable. By comfortable, I mean, slightly uncomfortable because we're rolling out muscle knots that are tight. But moving the hamstring. So you're going bottom of the glute to right above the knee. Bottom of the glute is about where the hamstring attaches. So we're just rolling up and down. I haven't been this sore for a very long time. I also haven't done a video for a couple days. We did a Spartan race for the first time. It was a sprint Spartan, and it was so much fun on Saturday. So that's why, I'll show you a video later, pictures, post something. But that's why I haven't showed any videos because I haven't worked out. We did a Spartan race, a sprint race. So if you volunteer for like an 8-hour shift, you can run for free. So we volunteered super early in the morning on Saturday, and then we ran at like 2 o'clock, which was the last race wave. And highly recommend. So it didn't cost much. There was still like a registration fee or something associated with it. So it was like $14 a person or $15 a person to run the race. But so fun. And I obviously didn't train specifically for the Spartan. We just jumped in and ran it. So upper body was not ready because everybody knows my little pansy arms are weak. But if I wouldn't have been training with you guys, then I wouldn't have been able to do anything upper body because my arms are definitely stronger than they were in January. So switching, I'm doing other hamstring. Whatever you need. If you roll it and it doesn't feel tight at all, feeling good, then you just move on to the next thing. So we're doing calves next. You can go both feet together, or you can stack one foot on top of the other and roll out the calf. Just depends on how tight the calves are. This one is really good upper body warm up because you have to pick yourself off the ground essentially to roll out the calves. So we had a blast. The 2 obstacles. No, maybe just one. The one obstacle that I missed that I couldn't do was the rope climb because I couldn't hold myself up. I got about halfway up the rope and my arms were so tired from holding myself up. I just was like, I don't think I can get the rest of the way up, because you have to like suspend yourself on the rope and then pick up your knees and then do the little rope technique so you're able to stand on the rope again. I was too tired, so I gotta work some more upper body to do another one. But blast, if you've never done it, we just went with a group of friends and all stuck together and helped each other. So they were able to help me with my burpees and I helped them with some burpees. And that was great because, again, a burpee includes a push-up and my upper body was so tired. But that was it. That was the only one I couldn't get, not having trained for it, so it was a blast. There was like people from all over. There was a couple from Italy, I think. They got second in the elite group, so a guy and a girl both took second in the elite group, flew over from Italy. It's like, this is intense stuff. So it was so fun. It was so fun to volunteer. We got to be on the t-shirts, handing out the t-shirts, which also was a blast. Okay, we're gonna do IT band. So you feel okay in the calves. IT band, doing the side of your leg. Don't go on your knee and don't roll out the side of your hip, but in between those 2 points. So if you roll on your side, take this top leg, bend it so that you can lift yourself up. If your IT band is really tight, you can pick up more of your body so you're not rolling out. Really, really hard pressure on your IT band if you're super, super tight. Obviously not comfortable because typically the IT band is somewhat tight, but you can kind of go a little bit back, a little bit front. My IT band hurts. Well, my whole body hurts. I was so sore from the Spartan race. There's times where I've like kind of cramp. I think on the rope, whatever climb, I was like would like kind of start to cramp in my hamstring. I was like, oh, this isn't going well. I'm cramping my hamstring and I'm using my upper body. And then there's the switch sides. That same thing on the other side. There was another time where I was climbing over a wall and like my trap muscle started to seize up and cramp. I was like, shoot. Because we also didn't do a warm-up, so maybe that would be my problem. We just finished volunteering, went and changed, went to the start line. Warming up was jogging the first little bit of the race. So maybe it would be better, I would have cramped less if I actually had warmed up properly. Like prepping for a race and track. We just jumped it. It was great. So if you haven't done a Spartan, find a Spartan that's coming near you. Volunteer for the race so that you can get a freebie. So it doesn't cost to try it out. Super fun. But point is, I'm sore. So we're starting with a rollout session. Also just good if you like rolling out. You get a little sweaty. And last one for today, we're gonna do quads. So flip over, front of the legs. You're gonna hit the quad. So kind of inside of the quad, outside of the quad. And switch sides. This hurts so bad. And then on Friday, because we were down, the Spartan race was in Jacksonville, Florida. So we were over there and we went to the beach on Friday so we got to walk along the beach. So that was my quote Friday workout. Was we were walking along the beach, enjoying the scenery. So still some sort of movement, but I was prepping, right? It was prepping recovery day for the race on Saturday. Okay, done with the foam roll. I'm gonna grab a sip of water. We're gonna do a squat hinge squat. So you can go hands behind your head. You're going to squat. You can go try to hit parallel, or a deep squat. We're just still warming up. So squat, hinging, pop the hips, butt up so you feel that stretch through the hamstring. Notice my back is nice and straight. We want straight back. And then you're going to squat again and then stand back up. We're going to do 5 of those. Ready? So you can go hands behind your head. We're going to squat or deep squat. Pop the hip, butt up, stretch through the hamstrings. Then back to squat again. Notice chest is forward when I squat. And then I stand up. That's 1. We go again. Chest is forward, nice and tall. Then chest leans forward, facing the floor. Stretch the hamstrings. Back to squat position. Stand up. That's 2. Here we go. Squat, hinge, squat. Stand up. 3. With your toes. Think big toes pressing down into the floor like you're gas pedaling your foot. So we want to make sure we have some tension. What that does is, I think that's 4, squat, hinge. It tightens or puts some pressure through the arch, flexes the arch, so we have good stability through the bottom of the foot, our ground level, where we feeling good there. It's like on a building, we have a good foundation because we're gas pedaling the foot. And then we're going to do a Cossack squat just as far as you can go. So this is essentially like a lateral lunge. I'm lunging into it. Remember, your butt should go back behind you. And then with your toes, you want to put your toes up into the air. So I'm lunging, getting as deep as you can. Go. I'm trying to keep that heel on the ground, so I'm stretching through my ankle. Then we're going to push up and over and go again. We're going to stay on that same side. So I'm putting my hips, butt back behind me. I lunge into it. If you want to lift those toes, point those toes of the straight leg to the ceiling, and then pushing back up into it. And then we go again. So I'm lunging, pointed toes up, push up and out of it, go again. Here, toes up, push up and out of it. Okay, then we're going to do a hinge squat hinge. So hinge position, my hips, butt goes back behind me. Notice my legs are straight, but I'm reaching back until I feel that stretch through my hamstring. And then I'm going to squat. My chest is forward now, squat position. Then I go back to my hinge position, straight legs. Now to lift up, I don't want to think lift from my back. I want to think drive my hips forward to come to a standing position. And then I go again. So I hinge, stretch the hamstrings, squat, chest is forward, hinge, stretch the hamstrings. My hips pull forward, nice tight core to stand up. Ready? We got 3 more of those. So this is called a hang squat. Hinge, squat, hinge, stand up. I didn't have my toes pressed into the floor, so I lost my balance. But I hinge, squat, hinge, drive up to the hips, hinge, squat, hinge, drive up. Last one. Stretch through the hamstrings, hinge, squat, hinge, drive up. Okay, last one, we're going to do Cossack squat on the other side. Now I'm going right leg, step, getting as low as I can. If that's as low as you can get, you feel that really tight, you start to get all squamous through the hips. We don't have any control. Just lean into it like a lateral lunge, and then you're going to stand back up out of it. If you feel good, you're trying to get your butt to your heel. Then pop those straight leg toes up in the air and then push back up. So we're warming up that quad. So side, push your hips, butt back, sink into it, and then push up and out of it. So my butt reaches back behind me. I sit down into it. These toes point towards the ceiling. So I'm stretching through my adductors. I feel that through my ankle mobility. So if I go all the way back, I don't want that. Don't want to sit on the floor, but we're stretching through the heel. So if you go super deep, your heel might come up. We're working on the ankle mobility. Got 1 more. If you can only go till your quad is slightly down or quarter squat, biggest thing is you want to make sure your hip butt goes back behind you. You don't want your knee to go out in front of your toe. That puts a lot of pressure through that knee joint rather than keeping it in the muscle quad. So we're putting our hips butt back behind us, straight leg toes up, come up and out of it. That's our warm up. Grab a drink. Okay, I actually don't think I started my exercise band. Check this out. This is the dirt from the Spartan that hasn't come off yet. Knee deep in mud. Here we go. So, hopefully you guys started your watch and turned on music. It's a Monday, gotta get back to the routine. There we go. So we're gonna start with an overhead squat. This is what you need this straight band for. So if you have a PVC pipe, awesome, grab it. If not, just use a band. But PVC pipe, where you lift up your leg at 90 degrees, the PVC pipe should be right in between the crease of the hip. And then from here, I just would go wider on my broomstick or whatever I have until I am straight with my arm. So I'd actually go a little bit wider than the PVC pipe that I have. So I'm just going to hold the outside edges. But if you have something that's longer than that, or a barbell, if you're doing it with a light barbell, then the knee, arms are find the straight point. That's where you want to go. And then we're going to go up diagonally back behind us. So 45 degree behind us. I don't want to be straight up over my head, and I don't want to be a 90 all the way out. So I keep them pressing out and away with this. Pop on my back, feel good. Okay, so holding this position, we're going to do an overhead squat. So I'm up and back, and then I'm going to do 10 squats. So find your squat stance. Remember, toes forward if that pinches your hips a little bit, toes slightly out, or toes 45 degrees out. Adjust your stance, but we're trying to get deep on this squat, overhead squat. So my hip butt comes back behind me. I want to sink my down in between my chest. Okay, this feels like a wide stance at the bottom, so I'm actually going to bring my foot in just a little bit till it feels comfy at the bottom, and then I stand back up. That's one. Ready? Okay, we're going to start over at 0. So hands 45 degrees, sink down into it, find that good, comfortable deep squat position, stand back up. If you are too tight, just go to a squat. Push your hips back behind, getting as deep as your hips will allow, or you're not as flexible, and then stand back up. So push hips butt back behind, sink down into it, and stand back up. That's 2. So from the side, I reach my butt back, but my chest still is staying tall. That's the difference between a deadlift and a squat. In squat, I keep my chest up, like so, and then I squat down. Deadlift, I'd be leaning more forward, okay? I think that's 4, maybe 5. So this would be 90. If you're feeling good, go deeper, and then squeeze all the way back up. 6, feeling that stretch through the shoulders. 7, so remember, adjust the stance. So when you're in that deep squat, you feel comfy. 8, 9, waking everything up. 10, mainly my shoulders. Ooh, I haven't done that for a while. Okay, second exercise, you're gonna do a Miniband hip flexor march. So, I'm gonna start with a light Miniband, and you're going to go Miniband on the tops of your feet. Okay, so we're standing, Miniband is on the top and bottom of your foot, and you're just driving your knee up. So we're working that hip flexor in front of the leg. So you drive up, so trying to hit 90 degrees with your quad, and then go back down, stay on that same side. Drive it up, coming back down. We have 10 of these on that one leg, and then we'll switch sides. Ready? Get set, go. 1, 2, so just pause for a second. 3, think staying tall. I don't want to get into the habit of crunching up. I want to keep my chest nice and tall as I drive that knee up, so we're hitting that hip. I'm going to say 7, stay tall, really use your hip flexor. 8, 9, 10, switch sides, same thing on the other side, driving that leg up. 1, 2, feeling the hip flexors. 3, so we're working on balance of the bottom leg. 5, hit the hip flexor. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, owie. Okay, then you put the band around your ankles, and we're gonna do half circles. So, standing on one leg, you're gonna kick forward out in front of you. You're gonna do like a clock. So think 12 o'clock to 3 to 6, and then come backwards. 6, 3, 12. Try and stay tall the whole time. We're gonna do that 10 times on each side. So it's actually just 5 and back. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, but we're doing 10, so 5 total rounds. Ready? So we want tension on the band the whole time. Come to the back and then come forward. That's 1. So half a circle with the mini band. That's 2. Really feeling that hip flexors, the hips. 3, 2 more. Work on the balance. 4, 5, and then we do that same thing on the other side. Up and around. So this one you're going like 12, 9, 6, 9, 12, 2. Staying tall, up and around. 3. Ooh, feeling my core. 4. Thinking 5 and 5. Ow. Okay, then you're gonna go. You can keep it on your ankles. That makes it a little bit harder for the lateral rocks, or you can bring the knee up. Sorry, the mini band up above the knees, but you're doing a lateral walk, and we're just going side to side. So butt comes back behind. Think athletic position. Chest is over your toes. Pushing from this back hip. So I push from the back hip. Notice this leg straight. I'm still in athletic position with the front half of my body. Then I step together. So I push, athletic position with the front half, but this leg is what I'm pushing off of, so it goes straight. Then I control that instep. Driving, control. Driving, control. Drive, control. Then I switch sides. So now I'm straight leg on this, athletic position on the front half, control. Athletic, control. So I want to stay in athletic position with my front half of my body. This back leg is what's pushing off. And my hips are so sore and tired. I'm just going to do one of those. That's my set. Grab a drink. Calling it there. Ooh. This works the hips. Legs. Okay. We got 2 more of those. So we're back to the top with overhead squat with our PVC. If you want to make it more challenging, if you have a barbell, you can use a barbell. If you don't have a barbell, it's going to be hard to get it to be challenging in the arms. But for the legs, you can put a mini band, because we're squatting around the legs. As your ankles, the best thing. Have your ankles. What that does is it, when we open up, spread our feet out, we create tension through the glutes, help turn on the glute muscles, so that it's gonna make your knees forced to pull out, and we're gonna activate those glute muscles. So you can do that to make it a little more challenging. PVC pipe again. Remember how to find it. So PVC pipe should be right where I would lift up my knee, and it would be in the crease of my hip if my hip's 90. Or it's also called hip flexion is the front. So when I lift up my leg, this is hip flexion. This is hip extension when I come back. So when you flex your knee 90 degrees, that's where you want your PVC pipe. Here we go. Overhead squat. Wide stance, up overhead, feet about hip width apart. You can adjust it, but we're going to try and hit deep. You can only hit 90 degrees like this, that's okay. Driving back up and then go again. So my butt comes back. I want to get into the deep position. Find where your feet stance feels good. Keeping the PVC pipe overhead like an overhead squat, and then stand back up. So remember, I want this to stay in that 45 degrees. As I squat down, my chest is forward with the PVC pipe back behind me. Notice it's not way back here. And if we can't get it past here, then you got to work on shoulder flexibility to find that angle. Right? 2. Here we go. 3. Remember, keeping those toes smashed to the floor. Put some stability through the arch of our foot, so we have a nice stable foundation. 5. Keep playing around with your stance till it feels good. 6. 7. 8. It's amazing, but just holding this position with the arms, shoulders will do. That's 10. Whew. It doesn't even have weight to it. The other thing you can do for cheap at-home gym stuff is, if you get maybe a little bit wider of a PVC pipe, fill it with water, not completely full, cap both sides so you like glue it on. Then you have kind of like a pole that kind of sloshes around. It makes the stability in the shoulders have to work really hard because there's some water that's moving up and around through here, so you really have to stabilize. But also another cheap way to do a weight if you're at home, to give you some extra weight up above your head, but also some instability through the shoulders to strengthen your shoulder joint. Okay, then we got hip flexor march. So mini bands around the top and bottom of your foot. And we're gonna lift, drive that knee, 1, 10 of them, 2, 3, balance, 4, 5, 6, stay nice and tall. Remember, tall through the shoulders, 7, squeeze, 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 8, 9, 10, switch sides. 1, 2. Oh, also, okay, on our Spartan run, we ran it as a group, so everybody stayed together. There were 5 of us, and we did it in like a minute and 14. No. I wish. It was a 5K, so it was a sprint one, and it was 1 hour and 14 minutes, which I thought, that's pretty dang good for 2 of the 5 of us having never run a Spartan or trained for a Spartan. And then go around your ankles with the miniband. And then the other 3 had done them, but a handful of times, not a ton. So they were so fun. Okay, then we're gonna go half circles. So you come up forward, out and around to the back, and then come forward. That's 1, we got 5. Back, staying tall through the chest, 2, using the hips, back, around 3. So still very sore. So if you're not sore and you're like, man, this is too easy, grab a thicker mini band so it's harder to pull that foot back and around. But we're working on balance as well because we're standing on one leg, as well as hip strength. Up, out, back, and forward. Switch legs. Up, out, back, ooh, back, side, forward. 1, 2, ooh, here we go. 3, 4, 5. Ow. Okay, we got lateral walks, keeping it around the hips. There we go. Step, control, push. Remember, athletic position on the front, straight leg, control, push. 5. It's going down and back. Ooh, we are nailing those hips. Bam. Okay, done with that. Ooh, grab another drink. Go bust out my 1 pound weight. I don't know how much water bulk weighs. I should look that up. Let's see. I don't know. How much does this weigh? It's now no longer my weight. Gotta replace it. Okay, PVC overhead squat. Oh, you could keep your mini band on. If you feel good. Do. Back, grab your PVC pipe. Here we go. Overhead squat. Find your stance. Diagonally up overhead, or broomstick, or curtain rod, whatever you got at the stick, or your band. Grabbing a band is great. Ready? Push your hips butt back. Find that position at the bottom where you feel good. Right there's for me. Driving back up. 1, 2, 3. Open up those knees. 4. So the PVC pipe should kind of be the balance between the front torso and your booty. So you're staying nice and tall. Good squat stance. 6. Ooh, 7. 8. 9. This is actually really good because it's not crazy challenging with body weight, but it does stretch out everything. Okay, ready? Got it overhead. We just did that one. Hip flexors. So mini band on the bottom of your feet and the top of your foot. Here we go. Driving the knee. 1. There we go. A-frame. 2. Stay tall. 3. 4. 5. 6. Remember, don't crunch as you go to pull up. Really work that hip flexor. 9. 10. Switch sides. 1. 2. 3. Ow. 4. You got this. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Okay, go around the ankles with your mini band. We're going half circles. So 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock. If your giant block, stay somewhat tall in the chest. So we're really working. You might feel it through your IT band a little bit. Your it's working your abductors, abductors. So as you're pulling that leg to the side, that's your abductor. Switch to that same thing on the other side. In front, to the side, back. So this is the other side. So it's 12, 9, 6, 9, 12. Those are clocks. You're standing on a big clock. So out in front, 9 o'clock to the side, 6 o'clock out the back. Oh my gosh, okay. My hips are killing me. Hopefully I'm just gonna do one more. 12, 9, 6, 9, 12. Okay, we got lateral walks next. Brutal. Oh my gosh, here we go. Butt back, drive, step, drive, step, drive, step. Now we're going back. Owie. This is a light miniband, man. Either I'm really tired and sore, my hips are killing me, or my hips are just weak. Okay, that's it for our first shoot. You take your thumb and you put it on your hip flexor and you really push into that hip flexor, or on the side here of your glute. Rub that out with your knuckle. That's how you roll them out. Ow. You can also sit on your roller, but keeping it up. Okay. Okay, then you need your weight next. And that's about it. So I'm gonna grab my yoga mat again. We're doing a goblet pull squat. So you're grabbing your weight. You can hold bottom of the palm like so, hold at the top of the weight. Or you could grab 2 weights if that's not too easy. You could also flip it, hold it to the side like this, but something at your chest. If you have a kettlebell, same thing. Goblet position just means I'm holding the weight at my chest. That's what goblet is. So if I hold both weights, I can just hold them like this at my chest. And then we're gonna do a squat, but it's gonna be a pull squat. So what I'm gonna do is find your squat stance. You're going to go down past 90 degrees to 3/4 of the way up, then back to past 90 degrees. So we're hitting quarter squat, deep squat, rather regular squat is 90 degrees. So deep squat, quarter squat. So you're going down, deep squat, but not all the way to your butt. So pause, come up, quarter squat, pause, and then go down again. So here, weight at my chest. I'm going to go, that's 90, a little bit past 90, back to my quarter squat, a little bit past 90, back to my quarter squat. So we're pulsing between those 2 points, and we have 5 of those. If you're feeling good, go for 10. I'm just gonna do 5. Here we go. So we're gonna, here, back, 1, 2, pause, up, 3, pause, up, 4, pause, up, 5. Oh, okay, I'm feeling okay. 6, 7, go for 10, 8, 9. Ooh, that really burns the knee, the quads. Okay, then we got a single leg hip thruster. It's also known as a single leg glute bridge. So here's your, in the exercise world, there's so many things that have the exact same name, or sorry, different name, but they are the exact same exercise. So this is one of them. It's a single leg hip thruster, which you could do like shoulder elevated, that would be on a bench, and then it's on glute bridge, same thing. So we're gonna try single leg. So remember, my glutes are so weak and have a really hard time activating my hamstring on this one, but we're gonna try it. So laying on your back, you would go one leg up, and then you would drive. Okay, I just feel hamstring, so I'm gonna go double leg. I'm gonna grab a band too. The struggle. If you feel good, you can get your glutes to activate. That's what we're going, single leg. But I'm gonna do double, and I'm just gonna double. So I'm gonna go 20 total because I'm doing double. You guys are going 10 on each leg. So feet hip width apart. Tuck the pelvis underneath. Drive up, squeeze at the top, and then come back down. I'm gonna try this around my knees. Okay, so I'm just doing anything to try to activate my glutes. So when I come up, I can really feel those through my glutes. My hamstrings turn on a little too much. I should mainly feel this in my glutes. I shouldn't be feeling a ton in my back. I shouldn't feel a ton in my hamstring. You're going to feel a little bit of both. And then come back down. So I'm going to do 20. Tuck the hips. Push. Remember, toes should be on the floor. Smash the toes down to the floor. Tuck the hips. Squeeze up. Come back down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then 29, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, that heavy bands get me, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, shoot, dang. Okay, brutal. Okay, then we got a side plank, so we're tacking our core onto the end of this leg circuit. So on your elbow, I need to pull up a watch. We have 30 seconds on this one. This is your rest. Okay, side plank, 30 seconds each side. So modified. On your elbow, feet behind you, you're gonna pop up onto your knees. Think straight line from your knee through your hip, through your shoulder, and we're holding that. The bottom abs should be working the most. Regular side plank, you just go arms out straight. So we're gonna go 30 seconds each side. I'm gonna start with regular. Ready, set, go. So we're popping up, straight. Everything is straight. So my heels line up with my hips or my glute, which lines up with my shoulder. And I'm actively pushing away into the floor to hold myself up with those bottom abs. Feeling good, feeling good. Got 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Switch. That same thing on the other side. Ready? Reset, set, and go. So up, side plank position, pushing away from the floor. You can play around if you tip the top hip forward versus if you tip the top hip backwards. Where do you feel it more in your oblique? Getting that shoulder to belly mini. Remember, push away from the floor with your elbow. So we're feeling that in the core. And rest. That's 30. Okay, the next one we're gonna do, it's called a soda can core flex. And we're gonna go 20 seconds. And I lost my stopwatch. Gotta figure out how my watch works. Okay, we're going 20 seconds. Okay. Shoulder core flex. If you put your fingers in your abs, you push through your stomach, and now you're trying to push your fingers out like that by flexing your core. So think about this is my torso is a soda can. If I shake it up and it gets tight all the way around it, so like flex really hard through those abs. If somebody's gonna punch you right in the stomach, you're really strong. You're not just gonna let them punch your guts inside. So flex really hard through the abs in the front. It should turn on the back muscles. The other way to do it is take your fingers, you squish them into your belly, and then you try to force the fingers out by flexing your abdominals. Or if instead of just crunching forward, you want to squeeze, crunch everything in, like breathe in, flex really hard. We're just gonna hold that, it's called a brace, hold that brace for 20 seconds laying on the floor. So you're on your back. Or when you don't want a big arch in your back, you want your back to be against the floor. And you can even pick up your head if you need to pick up your head, but we're trying to flex around, squeeze your pelvic floor up, squeeze hard through those abs. We got that 20 seconds. This is like essentially a ready, set, go. Flex really hard. It's essentially like a, what is it called? Give me a second. Isometric. So isometric hold, I'm just holding this position as like a plank. When I hold a plank, I'm not moving anything. I'm just holding one position. That's an isometric lift. And rest. So we're just practice on bracing that isometrically. Okay, we're back to the top. So we got 2 leg exercises, 2 core exercises. We're starting with pulses again. So I'm going to go band. Yeah, heavy band around the knees. I hit those glutes again. Dumbbells at the chest. Here we go. So remember, I'm going open up those knees deep to quarter squat. Deep to quarter squat. Here we go. 3. You have 10 of them. We're shooting for 10 of them. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah, glutes. Okay, then we got hip flex, hip. So you're trying to do a single leg hip thrust or glute bridge, but it's single leg. I'm gonna go double leg so I make sure my glutes turn on. 20 double leg or 10 each leg. Ready? So if you're doing a single leg, you just pick up your leg and then you drive, but you want to make sure your glutes active, not the hamstring taking over. Ready? Tuck the pelvis underneath, squeeze everything up. 1, I got 20 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, going strong, you got it. 16, 17, 18, 19. Ooh, I mean the perks is it's all glute. So that's working. Okay, you can lose the band. Got a side plank. Ready? 30 seconds. Struggle. And go. So straight through the plank. Straight line from your hip. Sorry, ankle, hip, shoulder. You want it to be straight. Actively pushing away from the floor with the elbow. We should feel that the obliques closest to the floor. That's where you should really feel this one. Breathe in through your nose. Out through your mouth. We're hitting our shoulder. Trying to hit our core. Switch sides. That's 30 seconds. Go again. Ready? Set, go. So same thing. Hold away. Push away from the floor. Hit the obliques. If you need to, remember, go as long as you can, regular, and then bend your foot behind you. So if I bend like this, this would be modified. So I'm still straight from my knee, through my hip, through my shoulder, but my feet are back behind me rather than in a full side plank. That's how you modify it. And rest. Okay, last, we got a soda can. We're going 20 seconds. There we go. So you're on your back. You want to think flexing really hard through the abs. Think squish your fingers into your stomach and then try to push the fingers out with your abdominals turned on. And we're going to go 20 seconds. Ready, set, go. So flex. If you need to, just bring your head barely off the floor. That's going to just help turn on the obliques. So we're flexing hard. Bracing and rest. Okay, one more of those. I'm gonna grab a drink. My throat is parched. It's dry. Grab a drink. Okay, we are back. One more set. Goblet pull squats. So I'm grabbing my band, turn my glutes on above the knees, and then grab your dumbbells at the chest. Ready? Got 10 of these. So spread out the feet. Remember, I want to go past 90, up to quarter. Past 90, up to quarter. 2, 90, quarter, past 90, 4, Ooh, actively open up those knees, feel those glutes. 6, I think, maybe this is 7, 8, 9. Open up those knees, turn the glutes on. Ow, 10. Keep the band on. Brutal, brutal. Oh goodness. Owie, owie, owie. Okay, laying on your back. Single leg hip thruster, also known as a single leg glute bridge. Laying on your back. I'm doing double, but single 10 each, double 20 total. Tuck the feet hip width apart, tuck the pelvis underneath, then push up, squeeze through the pelvic floor like you're trying to hold your pee in, and then come back down. So we're actively opening up through the knees. See, I have a hard time. Even my hamstring turns on a little bit here. I want glutes, squeeze up, open up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, we're gonna call it side plank. Lose your mini band. 30 seconds. Remember, modified feet behind you. Ready, set, go. Side plank. Actively push away from the floor with the torso through the elbow. I always say, if you feel this way more in your shoulder than you do your abs, that just means your abs are stronger than your shoulder. So with exercising, whatever's the weakest is when you're going to feel it the most. Biggest thing is that we don't want to be doing it incorrectly. But if we're doing it correctly, switch sides, and we feel it more, say in my shoulder, that just means my core is stronger than my arms, so that's harder through my shoulder. Ready, set, go. Other side. Stay nice. Side plank. Push away. Feel that in the obliques. Play around with the hip tilt. See. Top of the hip down. Top of the hip back. See what you feel like in your obliques. Here we go, here we go. And rest. Okay, soda can, soda pop. Core flex. 20 seconds. Ready? Let's see. 20. Get set. And go. Flex really hard. Brace through the core. If you need to, you can lift up your head. That's going to help you just turn on your abdominals. Flex. Squeeze through the pelvic floor like you're bracing for a punch. Hard, hard, hard flex. Feel that in the back. Flex hard. Brace, 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 and rest. Nice work. That's it. That's all we got. Grab a drink. We're just going to do a little bit of stretching. I'll be on your way. Okay, first one. So this is helping all lower body flexibility. We're going to start with ankle rocks. So you're essentially sitting on one foot, and you're going to press your knee forward past your toes, and then come back up. So knee forward past the toes, straight line. Line up the knee, reach, push it forward over the toes, keeping that heel glued to the floor. So I don't want to push up so my heel comes off the ground. No, I'm trying to stretch that part. I'm trying to stretch through my Achilles, ankle, soleus. So we're rocking in and out, in, out. Okay, do that same thing on the other side. Ankle rocks, knee past the toe, stretch through the back of the ankle. This is going to help improve your squat, especially on those overhead squats. That's harder to keep because the chest is forced up and the shoulders, it's harder to keep the squat form if we don't have good flexibility through the ankle. One more. Okay, then we're going to go wide stance. So go feet together, but wide with the knees, and you're going to rock. So hips, butt is over the heels, and then we're going to drop forward through the hips, pelvis, keeping those knees wide. So I'm just rocking hips to the ankles or your heels, and then pull those hips forward, stretch out. You could even go all the way up like an up dog, but we're just getting some mobility through the hips, all the way forward, all the way back. So essentially quadruped with wide knees, forward and back, mobilizing the hips. Okay, then we're gonna go quadruped position. So you're on your knees, on your hands. One hand goes on your head, and then you're gonna drop elbow through, push out and away, open up, twist that elbow up, and then go back through, elbow through and across, push out and away, twist to a more, elbow through, all the way up. And so other side, I'm on all fours, on my knees, on my hands, other hands on my head or on your shoulder, opposite shoulder, whatever you feel comfortable about. We're just stretching, open up, stretch through the pec, shoulder, reach across and through, and then go again. So we're getting a good spinal twist movement, getting some blood flow. My obliques are sore, feeling that. Whoa. Should have stretched yesterday, but I was busy. Okay, last one is our deep squat. So we're going down into that deep squat position. So find what's comfortable trying to get down there. If you can't go all the way deep, that's okay. Just go as deep as you can. Think hands together, prayer position. Elbows push out those knees. So I feel that through my groin. Feeling there. And then I'm going to pop my hips up. And I'm going to try to touch my toes so I can lock out through the legs. Stretching my hamstrings, touching my toes. Hold that for a minute, and then I go back to that deep squat. You might have to adjust your feet in between those two, but pushing the knees out. So I'm in that deep squat position, my butt's down. Stretching. You can kind of rotate side to side through the hips. It's just mobility here. Okay, then we're going to go toe touches, hands on the ground. Try to straighten those legs out. If you can't, then just come up so your hands are on your shins or hands are on the knees. But we're stretching through the hamstrings. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then drop wide. Elbows out. Sink it down in. Oh yeah, oh yeah. One more. Hamstrings. Okay. Getting lightheaded. Good work. My brain, my blood is rushing back from my head. Okay. Great job. That's our whole workout. You nailed it. Happy Monday. Getting back to it. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you go get some good protein after this. Excellent work.